What if I told you that Australia's $4 trillion superannuation system, the very system millions of Australians are relying on for retirement, could be heading towards serious turbulence? Not tomorrow, not in some distant future, but right now. And if you're over 50, nearing retirement, already retired, or planning your financial future around your super, this is something you cannot afford to ignore. Welcome back to Centrelink Compass AU, your trusted source for clear, honest, and practical updates about superannuation, age pension rules, retirement income, and everything affecting Aussie seniors. Today, we're breaking down what many experts are calling a $4 trillion pressure point in Australia's retirement system, and more importantly, what it actually means for you. Australia's superannuation pool has grown to over $4 trillion. That makes it one of the largest pension systems in the world. On paper, that sounds like strength, stability, security. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Size does not automatically mean safety. The system has expanded rapidly over the past 2 decades. Compulsory employer contributions, rising property values, a booming share market, industry and retail funds competing for growth. All of this has created massive balances. But underneath that growth are structural pressures that could impact millions of retirees. The first pressure point is demographic reality. Australia is aging. Baby boomers are retiring in record numbers. That means more people are moving from contributing to withdrawing. For decades, super funds were in accumulation mode, money flowing in. Now we're entering a phase where more money will be flowing out. When withdrawals increase, funds must liquidate assets to pay members. If markets are stable, this isn't a major issue. But if there is market volatility, a recession, property downturn, global shock, or financial crisis, selling assets to meet withdrawals can lock in losses. That is where risk enters the picture. The second pressure point is market concentration. A large portion of super assets are tied to equities and property. If property prices weaken significantly or the share market corrects sharply, retirement balances can fall quickly. Younger workers have time to recover. Retirees drawing income do not. Sequence of returns risk becomes critical here. If you retire during a market downturn and begin drawing income while markets are falling, your balance can shrink much faster than expected. Even if markets later recover, your capital base may never fully bounce back. The third issue is policy risk. Governments regularly review superannuation rules. Contribution caps change. Tax settings evolve. Preservation age rules adjust. We've already seen discussions about higher taxes on very large super balances. While most retirees won't have extremely high balances, policy shifts create uncertainty. If future governments adjust tax concessions, tighten withdrawal rules, or change retirement income requirements, that could impact planning assumptions many Australians are relying on. Now let's connect this to the age pension. Many retirees assume their super will reduce reliance on Centrelink. That's true to an extent, but here's where complexity increases. Superannuation in pension phase is counted under both the income and assets test. If your super balance drops significantly due to market movements, you may qualify for a higher age pension payment. But if your super performs strongly and pushes you above thresholds, your pension may reduce. That creates a delicate balancing act. Your retirement income becomes linked to both investment performance and Centrelink rules, and those rules can change. Another emerging concern is longevity risk. Australians are living longer. Many retirees may need income for 25 to 35 years. That means super balances must stretch further than previous generations expected. If investment returns are lower in the coming decades compared to the past, that $4 trillion system may not deliver the same retirement comfort people are assuming. There is also the issue of inflation. High inflation erodes purchasing power. Even if your super balance appears stable, rising living costs reduce what that money can actually buy. Healthcare costs, energy bills, insurance premiums, and groceries have all seen upward pressure in recent years. If inflation remains persistent, retirees may need to withdraw more each year just to maintain the same lifestyle. Higher withdrawals increase the risk of depleting super earlier than planned. Let's talk about fees. Super funds charge management fees, investment fees, administration costs, insurance premiums. Over decades, these fees compound. Even small percentage differences can significantly impact final balances. In a $4 trillion system, fees represent billions in annual revenue. But for individual retirees, that's money no longer compounding for their future. Then there's the shift from defined benefit certainty to defined contribution uncertainty. Many older Australians had defined benefit schemes where retirement income was more predictable. Today's system largely depends on investment performance. That transfers risk from institutions to individuals. If markets underperform, retirees carry that burden. If policy changes, retirees absorb the impact. If longevity increases, retirees manage the shortfall. But let's bring this down to what matters most. What does this mean for you personally? First, panic is not the answer. Australia's superannuation system is highly regulated. Funds are overseen by APRA. There are capital requirements and risk management frameworks. This is not a collapsing system. It is a system under structural pressure. Second, diversification matters more than ever. Understanding your asset allocation is critical. Are you overly exposed to growth assets close to retirement? Have you adjusted your risk profile as you approach pension phase? Many Australians remain in high growth options longer than they realize. Third, cash flow planning is essential. Instead of focusing only on total balance, consider your annual spending needs. How much do you actually require per year? How does that align with sustainable withdrawal rates? Fourth, understand the interaction between super and the age pension. Strategic drawdown planning can help smooth income. Some retirees withdraw aggressively early on, reducing pension eligibility later when they need it most. Fifth, review insurance inside super. Many members continue paying premiums for income protection or life cover they may no longer need in retirement. Sixth, stay informed about policy proposals. Superannuation is often a political topic. Being aware of potential changes allows you to adjust early rather than react late. Let's also address one myth. A large national super balance does not automatically mean individual security. The $4 trillion belongs to millions of individuals. Distribution is uneven. Some Australians have modest balances well below what is considered adequate for a comfortable retirement. For lower balance retirees, the age pension remains the foundation of retirement income. For higher balance retirees, investment strategy becomes critical. Another key factor is housing. Many retirees rely heavily on the family home as a store of wealth. The home is exempt from the age pension assets test, which creates planning incentives. But housing is illiquid. You can't easily spend bricks and mortar without downsizing or using equity release. If property markets stagnate, that may limit flexibility for retirees relying on home equity strategies. There is also global exposure. Australian super funds invest internationally. That means geopolitical tensions, currency fluctuations, and overseas economic slowdowns can directly impact Australian retirement balances. Now let's talk solutions and smart positioning. Build a layered retirement income strategy. Combine super withdrawals with age pension entitlements. Consider keeping a cash buffer to avoid selling growth assets during downturns. Review your super fund performance compared to peers. Understand your fund's investment philosophy. If you're still working, maximize concessional contributions where appropriate. Catch-up contributions can be valuable for those with lower balances. If you're close to retirement, consider transition to retirement strategies carefully. If you're already retired, reassess your drawdown rate annually. Markets change. Inflation changes. Your health and lifestyle change. Retirement planning is not a set and forget exercise. The reality is this $4 trillion system is not exploding overnight. The so-called time bomb refers to the cumulative pressures of demographics, market volatility, inflation, and policy evolution. Australia built one of the strongest retirement systems in the world, but strength requires adaptation. The system is shifting from growth accumulation to income sustainability. That transition must be managed carefully. For many retirees, the greatest risk is not market collapse, it is complacency. Assuming the balance will take care of itself, assuming rules won't change, assuming returns will match the past. At Centrelink Compass AU, our mission is simple: to help you navigate these complexities with clarity and confidence. Because retirement should be about stability, dignity, and informed decisions, not fear. If you're watching this and feeling uncertain about your superposition, take action. Log into your account, review your investment option, check your fees, recalculate your projected income, understand how much age pension you may qualify for under current thresholds, and most importantly, make decisions based on facts, not headlines. The $4 trillion figure makes for dramatic headlines, but your retirement outcome depends on your personal balance, your spending, your strategy, and your awareness. Australia's superannuation system is evolving. There will be challenges. There will be policy debates. There will be market cycles. But informed retirees are resilient retirees. If you found this breakdown helpful, make sure you subscribe to Centrelink Compass AU so you never miss an important update affecting your retirement income, superannuation, or age pension rights. Drop a comment below and tell me your biggest concern about super right now. Is it market risk, inflation, policy changes, or simply not knowing if your balance will last? Share this video with friends and family approaching retirement, because the more informed Australians are, the stronger our retirement future becomes. Thank you for watching Centrelink Compass AU. Stay informed, stay prepared, and I'll see you in the next update.